So let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's very, very real. We're diving into a new way of managing what's going on inside our heads, a technology that uses sound not just as, background music, but as a precision tool for your mind. You know that feeling, right? That sudden, overwhelming wave of stress or panic where all rational thought just vanishes. One second you feel like you're in control, and the next, it feels like someone else has grabbed the steering wheel of your brain.
Well, that feeling, it's not just in your head. It's a real biological chain reaction. It's literally your brain under attack from its own ancient, hardwired survival system.
There's actually a name for this. Neuroscientists call it an amygdala hijack. Basically, your brain's fear center, the amygdala, just slams on the emergency brakes, and your logical thinking brain gets completely cut off from the conversation. And the speed of this is just staggering. I mean, this whole cascade happens automatically, in way less time than it takes you to even blink. Your amygdala spots a threat and triggers this massive stress response before your rational brain even has a clue what's going on. And this is the result. Your heart is pounding, your vision gets tunnel-like, you can't think straight. You're just left feeling completely overwhelmed, like a passenger in your own body, totally powerless against your own biology. But what if we could actually step into that process? What if we had a tool with the precision of, say, a surgeon's scalpel? Well, it turns out that tool might just be sound.
This leads to a really revolutionary question. Instead of just trying to ride out the storm of a panic attack, what if you could use targeted audio to stop it cold? What if you could literally reboot your entire system in just a few minutes?
And that is exactly what these SynSync protocols are built to do. Look, this isn't just music. These are very specific, engineered sound frequencies. They use something called brainwave entrainment. Just think of it like giving your brain a steady beat to follow to directly guide your neural activity away from distress and toward control.
And this, right here, is where the whole paradigm shifts. Now, traditional methods like meditation and therapy are amazing, but they work from the top down. You use conscious thought to calm your body over weeks or months. SynSync works from the bottom up. It's a direct intervention, providing relief right in the moment. We're talking minutes, not months.
Now, to really get how this is even possible, we have to look closer at this biological race that's happening inside your head every single time you feel that spike of stress. Okay, so check this out. It's a race. Your fear center, the amygdala, reacts in as little as 20 milliseconds. But your logic center, the prefrontal cortex, it takes up to 500 milliseconds just to get its shoes on. The fear center always wins at the start. It's not even a fair fight. This right here is the game changer. The protocol introduces these specific sound frequencies. First, you get this calming theta wave to kind of soothe the emotional part of your brain. And then it sends in these targeted alpha bursts. You can think of these alpha waves as a gentle poke to your prefrontal cortex, basically jump-starting your logic center so it can finally catch up in the race. And the result of this sound-induced teamwork is honestly profound. Instead of your amygdala just shouting down your rational brain, a communication channel opens up. The hijack becomes a conversation. Your logic center can finally step in and say, hey, false alarm, we're okay. Okay. Let's walk through this 15-minute protocol in detail because it's fascinating. It starts by gently guiding your emotional brain with those calming theta waves. Then, for the main 9 minutes, it brings in those alpha bursts to really aggressively engage your logic center. That's the core stress override. Then, finally, it gently fades out the alpha to stabilize you in this new, calmer state. It's a precise, timed neurobiological intervention from start to finish. Now, stopping a panic attack is absolutely incredible, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. This technology isn't a one-trick pony. It's an entire toolkit for self-regulation. The truly world-changing potential here is just the sheer breadth of what these protocols can do. So think of it less like a single pill for one problem and more like a full workshop of precision tools that you can use for almost any mental state you want to achieve.
I mean, this system has specific protocols that are engineered to address a huge range of human experiences. It's not just about reducing suffering, but also about actively building towards peak performance, optimizing our biology, and even accelerating recovery from things like addiction.
For example, let's talk about insomnia.
A specific protocol can gently walk your brainwaves down from that wide-awake, racing beta state through the calm of alpha and theta, and all the way down into the deep restorative delta wave sleep that your body is crying out for.
Or what about motivation? You know that feeling of just being blah? A different protocol can use stimulating beta and gamma frequencies to directly target your brain's core reward and motivation hub, helping to bring back that feeling of drive and the ability to feel pleasure. And for performance junkies, flow state protocols can help you get into that zone of deep work much faster. Where you're completely absorbed, time just flies by, and you're incredibly productive.
So what does this all mean for the future? I mean, what happens to the world when we can actively choose our mental state?
And look, this isn't just theory. The impact is real. Studies are showing that a single 15-minute session can reduce subjective feelings of anxiety by 40 to 60%. That is a massive, measurable result, available on demand.
Ultimately, what we're looking at is a fundamental shift in how we approach our own well-being. We're moving away from a passive state, just hoping we feel good today, to an active, empowered one, where we have the tools to deliberately and reliably shape our own internal world.
So I'll leave you with this thought, which is just so profound and exciting. Imagine a future where curating your own focus, or calm, or motivation becomes as simple and as accessible as choosing the right playlist for the moment. That is the truly transformative possibility that we're talking about here.